and 2 toddlers pretty much, and was trying to run a business, and it was hard. It was difficult. I was tired. I was tired of being in that company. I was tired of having to sacrifice time for money. You know, I couldn't make money unless I was behind that chair. Unless I was behind that chair touching somebody, I couldn't physically make money because I was the only person who was bringing in revenue, who was bringing in money. And it was just enough to keep the lights on and to keep product coming through the door. It's a very expensive business to be in. So about 6 months after becoming a distributor, I decided I was walking away from my business and I was doing this full time, and I've never looked back. And I'm so glad that I did that, because it has gave me the freedom to spend the time with my kids that they deserve to have from me. But we have never sacrificed financially whatsoever, because God has allowed this company to feel a need in our lives the entire time. And it just keeps growing and it keeps getting bigger. And every goal that I've ever written down on a piece of paper seems to happen and come true. It's kind of unreal. So, joining the party and all this stuff that just looks like paper and business material is actually a dream. Is exactly what it is. It's a vehicle to build a dream. And I don't care how young or how old you are, everybody has the ability to do this. And the biggest asset that you can have in this business is a big heart. Honestly, truly believe that. So that's the business building kit. And then tell you a little bit more about my story. So I was not a runner, and it took me my whole 30 days to get my first 4 loyal customers. I think I got my 4th on my last day. And that's part of our system. We have a really simple system that every one of these girls have been taught the same system. We don't recreate the wheel. We don't have to go out and make new stuff. And, what am I going to tell Holly that I tell Carmela different? None of that happens. The company has done an amazing job with setting up something called Steps to Success. And this is all part of the Steps to Success. And the first step is to join. Jump in, make the decision, $99. I spend that at Walmart every time I get a buggy. I don't know about y'all. And then 4 friends that want to try this product. So 4 people that want to get that wholesale discount price, and that gets you 2 rack rewards and $120 in free product. So it's pretty awesome. We're a non-inventory business. So you're not going to see me calling you tomorrow and saying, what inventory level would you like to start with, $600 or $3,600? And what credit card would you like to put that on? You're not going to hear that, because we're a debt-free business and we want you to be debt-free, okay? And then the 3rd step, it took me a while to do this step, and I stayed there forever. That's exaggeration to me. I stayed there for a while at the Ruby level. And that's nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever, okay? Brought in a lot of people in the business that didn't get the vision. But I brought in a lot that finally have gotten the vision. So going Ruby is when you have an executive and 2 qualified team members on your team. And the cool thing right now is our company gives money. And they don't like to give stuff. They believe that people need money and we need to be debt-free. So when you complete these 3 steps and by July 31st, there's a $1,000 bonus attached to this level along with your commission. And the average commission of a Ruby is $599 a month. And I don't know about you, but for me, that was a lot of money. That was a lot of extra money that was going to be coming into our home. The cool thing was when I first started, everybody wanted to wrap. It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen in my life. And only in my kit at the time, we got 8 wraps, and those were sold before my kit even came in. People were hounding me about it. I don't even know how they found out, because I didn't even post that I was doing this. I think Alicia posted before I did. And I was ordering wraps, I promise you, every other day. And I think I wrapped 120 people in my first 30 days. It was crazy. So just do the math, times that by 25. That was great wrap cash. So that was an immediate profit for me. And then, I consistently stayed Ruby for a while. And all of a sudden, when we moved to Tennessee, I got depressed. And for 3 months, I scrubbed my hardwood floors. And decided I was going to quit. I wasn't going to do this anymore. I couldn't do it. It wasn't for me. I hadn't got to diamond yet, which is like the level everybody wants to achieve. It's what everybody comes in. And once you hit ruby, you definitely want to become a diamond. And I wasn't getting there with what I felt like was fast enough or at the pace of what other people were getting there at. So what I didn't realize is my journey is my journey. And so I had decided that I was quitting, and I'd gone back to North Carolina to see my mom, and my upline, Alicia Waters, found out I was in town. And she calls me and she says, "What are you doing?" And she just happens to be my best friend too. And I said, "I'm visiting my mom." And she said, "Yeah, I know, and I need your help. We're having a 1-team-1 mission in Charlotte. Pam Souter's coming, she's the founder of the company, and I need your help." And I'm like, "Well, I can't." "Yeah, you can. You just come. You don't have to pay, just come." Okay. So I went and I helped with the event. Anytime you go to a networks event, you kind of get your heartstrings tugged on a little bit because it just gives you just feel the heart of the company. So I'm like, oh, she did this on purpose. And so I still was quitting. I still was determined I was quitting. So afterwards, Pam went to eat with us at the wing restaurant on the street. And what I found interesting about that was I was in another direct sales company. And, the top people in the company were very standoffish. They weren't very receptive to people on the low totem pole. And the founder of that company was already dead and gone. But, you never heard stories of her really mingling or doing anything kind of casual or normal with anybody. And here was the founder of the company sitting and eating wings with us, this restaurant. And it just so happened I got sat between her and her daughter and her, and I was sitting beside them. So she leans over and starts asking me about my business. And I told her that it wasn't going so well. I didn't tell her I was quitting. And I said, I've moved and I don't know anybody in my town, and excuse after excuse. And I said, I had this awesome team, they all quit. And she said, "Well, what have you been doing?" I'd been scrubbing my wood floors for 3 months is what I'd been doing. And so I literally had to tell her that I really hadn't been doing anything. Posting on social media, selling not much, not staying plugged in at all. And she leaned over at me and she said, "I'm going to give you a piece of advice. Get over yourself." I didn't know whether to laugh or cry or what to do. What do you do when the founder of your company tells you to get over yourself? So it was a major eye-opener for me, okay? And she tells people that on purpose. And it's to open your eyes so you know that you can and you are worth more. And so she spoke a lot of wisdom in me that night, and I decided that I was going to do this. And that was the first of the year, and by August I was done. And it really only took one person really honestly telling me, "I believe in you," to go for it. The following April, I went double diamond. And I never will forget, my diamond check was awesome. I had earned the $10,000 good bonus. I'd never made that much money in my life. Even working full-time years ago in another business, having my own business, I still had never earned that much money. But my first double diamond check, I went double diamond last April. I literally walked over to my husband and showed him my phone at the ball field, and he was like, "Who do we owe that to?" He thought it was a debt, a bill. And I said, "No, honey, that's what I just earned." And he turned around and he gave me a big high five and he said, "You just officially make more than I do." So that was a huge accomplishment for me as a stay-at-home mom. He works 60 to 80 hours a week at a salaried position job and has a very good job. And for me to exceed his salary was huge. And we had no idea what a blessing that was going to be throughout the year. With my son going to college, my daughter turning 16 and driving, and everything else that's just come about. I've been able to help and contribute to our family in ways that I would have never been able to before. And honestly don't really know what we would have done You know, even if I would have gone and got a job, I would never be able to earn the income that I'm making and be there for our children like I am today. So it's unbelievable what this company has done for us. And the company's pretty bold. We post our average incomes. And, you know, I like to recognize, and we don't have a lot of distributors still in the room, so I'm just going to go through, but I know that the ones that we do have are at ranked levels. And we all start out as a distributor, which is awesome because you can't buy your way into this business. You know, we all start at the same thing. We all start with the same goals. So, and a distributor, that's somebody that just comes in and, you know, they're just getting started. And they're going to earn an average of $752 a year. Most people do not stay a distributor for an entire year. You increase in that rank. And the next level is an executive. And an executive is somebody who has 2 team members underneath them. And the average that they make a year is $3,132. I don't know about you, but that's nothing like that in IAT. You know, an extra $3,000 if you would go to your boss and say, you know, I need to work like 5 hours extra this week, and I need to make an extra $3,000. You know, I'm going to do that every week for the rest of the year, just 5 extra hours. I need you to pay me an extra $3,000. Is that okay? And what are they going to say?
Mine would last me out.
That ain't going to happen. Okay? So, and literally for an executive position, I would say most of the executives are maybe putting 5 to 10 hours in their business a week. You know, very, very part-time, very spare time. When you're in the bathroom, when you have a break, and you're liking people on Instagram, right, Wendy? Wendy's a social media queen. She's an Instagram queen. She's pretty awesome at that. I'm going to take lessons from her. Because she's like gotten distributors that she doesn't even know from Instagram. She's pretty cool. Do we have any executives? Wendy's an executive. Wendy's an executive. Give her a hand, because that's like the first promotion level, and it's an accomplishment. And I'm going to embarrass her a little bit, tell you a little bit of a story. This isn't her first time in the business. This is actually Wendy's second go around.
Thanks.
But I'm really proud of her for that, because not a lot of people will give something up and come back more powerful and strong. But Wendy did. And I think she got it. I think she got it the first time, but I think that she was a little discouraged. But I think now she really gets it. She really gets the heart, and she is proving that she's willing to work and do what it takes. And you've been in the business now how long? A month? 2 months? 2 months. And she's doing awesome. So, and then the next position is Ruby. And, you know, Ruby's that position that I was telling you about that is one of the first goals that has the $1,000 bonus attached to it, okay? And an average Ruby, you know, if you finish this by July 31st, and I have people finishing this in their first several weeks in the company. But if you finish this by July 31st, okay, then Ruby, right, along with that $1,000 bonus, the average commission pay for Ruby is $5,603 a year. Not too shabby, okay? And they're putting in just maybe a little extra time than the executive is. Very, very, very part-time. And then Ruby's, who's Ruby? Carmela? Carmela's Ruby. Awesome. And Mandy's Ruby. In my head, you're Diamond. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it just is what it is.
Give me a couple days.
I'm Ruby at the end of the month.
You're going to be Diamond or Ruby?
I'm going to be Ruby.
See, y'all all have diamonds on your head. Sorry. And then the next position, Emerald. And Emerald is one of those positions that I never thought I was going to get to. Because, you know, remember I was stuck at Ruby for a long time? And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm never, like, Diamond used to look huge to me. We have charts that have, like, holes. We put people's names in them, and that's how we keep up with everything. And Diamond to me looked so hard. Like, I didn't know how I was going to do that. That was my Periscope. Did you hear that little So, Emerald was just, I don't know, and when I finally achieved Emerald, that was the biggest accomplishment for me. I mean, that was like as big as going Diamond, because I had finally did it. Like, I did it. I was Emerald. And an average Emerald makes $10,000 to $10,000